Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today, folks, I got another electronic item for you guys, and it is a Wi-Fi movie projector. This is by a company that goes by the name of YZQ, another Chinese company off Amazon. There's the box. Let's get to the actual product. All right, so here it is right here. Now, there are thousands of these things on Amazon. So what I always encourage you guys to do is when I'm sharing this product with you guys, remember a lot of times I'll review a product that I'm really giving you guys kind of my long-term expertise or my long-term opinion based on long-term usage, right? Other times I'm just kind of doing an unboxing. This is one of those cases I'm just kind of sharing this product with you guys. If you want to read more about it, I encourage you to click the link in the description, read more about it directly from the seller's page on Amazon. Another great thing about buying anything on Amazon, the return policies are great. I always recommend anytime you buy something like this, I don't see a lot of things. Buy something with a good return policy because maybe you'll get it, it's not going to work out for you. You know, just like you may get a watch, maybe it's not, maybe not your style, right? Sometimes it really requires you to take the time to purchase it, get it, see what you think about it. Amazon, they make it very easy to buy stuff and return it if you don't like it, okay? So definitely keep that in mind. So let's talk about the projector. So Rob, I already did the unboxing. You guys know anytime I get a product, I was hoping to do an unboxing live with you guys, but I had to plug it in and test it, right? And get an idea of what you're getting for your money, right? So the claim to fame on this one here, or its main selling feature, a lot of these are extremely similar, right? So this main selling feature is the fact that it's not only a 1080p projector, but it has 5G Wi-Fi and 500 ANSI lumens, right? It'll display up to a 300-inch screen size. Now, keep that in mind. When I first saw this, and this is why I like to plug these things in and test them, keep in mind that when you, to the best of my knowledge, if you're trying to get a screen that large, you're going to have to position this thing pretty far back. That is dependent upon where you're positioning the projector. So in a situation like this in my office, I don't have a lot of room to test these things. I'm always kind of surprised when companies send me stuff like this. I'm really hoping at some point I get a short throw projector. It might be something I can use and test out a little bit more in my house. But if you guys haven't seen my home already and some of these tours and my reviews in the office, I love art. I love covering up the walls with cool stuff, right? So I don't have anywhere to actually use something like this. Something like this I may end up using at my folks' house. They have a large kind of bonus room, we call it. They have a 65-inch TV in there, and it would be kind of cool to maybe get a screen in there, something we could put up and take down when we feel like a really large screen size. But again, it's really dependent upon where you can place this. So in my office, just the only way I can test this stuff out is by holding it and projecting on the ceiling, right? Which is white. All my walls are like a kind of almost like a melted chocolate ice cream color. So let me get first to the 500 ANSI lumen, right? So keep in mind, these are just my opinions on this stuff. Most projectors are designed to be used in a completely dark environment. Now, I've tested ones with a 300 ANSI lumen before. It's the kind of thing where you can't, like in my office, I have a shower and I have a window in that shower, and then I have two large windows on this side of the office. I won't say that my office is overly bright. It's not, as you guys have said before, may need more light. And I have lamps in here. Obviously, they're on. I have a ring light. In standard environment, in this room, where I would think that it's not overly bright, but it's daylight, this really is not, it's really kind of unusable. When I project it at the ceiling, you can see it, but it becomes a little washed out, right? A movie that I tested was Mad Max Fury Road, which is kind of a dark movie to begin with, unless they're out. For instance, the scene where he's escaping through the tunnel, if you've ever seen that movie, it's a little bit darker. You can barely even see it on the ceiling. So I had higher expectations with that 500 ANSI lumens. I don't know much about these, just to give you guys full disclosure. Again, I'm super happy that the company was nice enough to send this to me for a review, to share with you guys. Like I say, with anything you're going to buy it and test it, really, and decide for yourself. Now, if this is going to be used outside at night, backyard projector setup, fantastic. The other thing I find with these is that if you're going to get something like this, that you want to get a large screen size, you have to put this pretty far back. And like I said, this distance here, I have 8-foot ceilings. We're probably projecting maybe about a 5.5, maybe 5 to 6 foot range. the screen size was probably about a 42. So this is going to have to get pretty far back in order to project up to 300 inches, right? They state that the projection range, this is what comes right off their website, they state that you can project from 50 inch to 300 inch, which to me, I think you could probably project a little bit smaller, but 1.5 meters to 9 meters. So I'm not sure. I don't think that you're going to get a 50-inch screen at 1.5 meters. Let me just see what that, just give you guys a rough idea here, what the conversion is here to feet. So 1.5 meters. I would say that I was projecting roughly at 1.5 meters, and I didn't get anything near a 50-inch screen. Now, maybe it's a little bit hard to tell, you know, when you're looking up the ceiling. I'd say it's kind of close, right? So if we, you know, and again, remember 16.9 ratio movies, you're always going to lose something. It's unfortunate that in today's day and age that movies are filmed in one resolution, or not resolution, but aspect ratio, and then you get to all these TVs are 16.9, and you're always their movies are always being cut off. So some TVs will stretch and manipulate, but you know, with something like this, I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion. I think that at a distance of about 5 to 6 feet, you're going to get about a 42-inch to 50-inch screen size. So you're going to get pretty far back. So with something like this, kind of figure on 9 meters being the distance you're going to need. Let me see what that equates to. 9 meters to get 300 feet. That's 29 feet. That's a pretty far distance to get 300 inches. So just going to keep that in mind. Again, I could be 100% off on this, but based on my testing, that's what I would expect to get out of this. Now, it would be nice if you could adjust the screen size based on your distance, but I didn't find any way to do that in the menu. From what I can tell, the menu is pretty much the same menu you're going to find on any other projector that, at least that I've tested on this channel. You know, you have your TF card, USB port, so you can play movies or media right from these two sources. You have an audio video in and headphones out. So if you want to hook this up to a surround system, you got to do it with the headphone jack out to standard RCAs into your system. And then you have an HDMI cable in, so if you want to hook up a DVD player, you can. These things generally, when I've used them, I'm always using digital content on a USB stick or a TF card. Resolution's great, 1080p. Again, that is dependent upon how far. I think if you start getting the screen up to 300 inches, I think you're going to start to lose resolution, but they don't specifically tell you what the resolution is at 300. Maybe it is 300. But it looks pretty good from what I can tell on a grainy kind of textured, you know, sheetrock ceiling. But I think that these things, as much as they claim, you know, that the brightness is better, from what I can tell, it looked just like any other projector I've tested. Now, maybe all the other ones were 500, I'm just forgetting, but I think, again, if you're going to use this, it's got to be done in a dark room. This should not be in your main room that you're going to be using, you know, like you want to watch TV during the day. It's going to be pretty washed out, start to look like almost like a big screen TV that's starting to fail over the years, right? Again, nothing wrong with this. It works, but that's been my, I guess I had the expectation, false expectation out of the box that this was going to be super bright and you could watch during the daylight. Not the case. You can, but it's not going to be the same experience. They do list it as 5G Wi-Fi and 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. That's great. So if you're going to connect this to your internet, you can, which to me, and this was a little bit confusing for me as well. They list all the different, you know, Hulu, Roku, and all that. This does not have any kind of apps that I could tell. There's no operating system like Android on this. So it is a little bit misleading. If you do buy this, no, you can watch all those, but you can watch anything that you can pump into this via HDMI or audio video in. So if you're going to hook up like a Chromecast or Fire Stick, you can do so to this, but just know you have to have that device to begin with. As far as the connectivity, 2.4 gigahertz 5 dual band router connectivity, I don't see the point why, or I didn't even see the option on how you connect this to your router. I probably just missed it. But the thing is that you're not really going to get any real advantage in doing that unless it does updates, which I don't see why you need it because it's a pretty basic scaled down operating system. You know, very simple menu navigated through these buttons right here or through the included remote control, which is very similar to a Fire Stick remote. I like that they, you know, kind of, a lot of the remotes nowadays, people use Fire Sticks often, at least most people, so it's nice that they kind of copied that remote control, and the glow in the dark buttons on it, fantastic. They work great. What else about this? So I think what they mean by the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz connectivity, it does say dual band routers. I don't know what the point is in connecting to your router and what the purpose of that is. It does have screen mirroring with their app. Maybe that's the point of that. You can connect this thing via a 2.4 or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal to your device if it's 2.4 or 5 gigahertz compatible. I don't really see the point, to be honest with you. So if I am wrong, by all means, drop a comment. That's what also is great about these videos. We get you guys to comment on these products and you know, give your expertise, because a lot of times I don't, you know, some products I can't know it all about everything, right? So anyway, 4D Keystone Correction. So what's kind of cool about this, if you are putting this kind of at an angle to your screen, you can make that correction with the Keystone and change the shape of the actual screen. If you project this at your surface and there's any kind of angle to it and not being straight on, you'll have to correct that. It does have that 4D Keystone Correction. As far as what I can tell here, it doesn't have any kind of Bluetooth. So downside to that is if you are going to mount this somewhere, let's say you say, oh, I want to put this in my bonus room, make a theater room, right? I'm cool with the resolution, cool with the, you know, the brightness, great. For what I can tell, you're going to need to hardwire this into a system. So if that's in the back of your room, usually behind your seating position or at a coffee table, you know, you're going to have to use the speakers that are in this or drape a wire across the floor to get to your surround system. So definitely, you know, projectors to me, although I am grateful for getting stuff to share on the channel with you guys, because, you know, remember a lot of times even some of the watches I share, it's not always a watch that necessarily I'm like, I love, right? But when a company sends it, I can review the quality, see what it looks like, pass on the information to you guys, and reach my subscribers that if there are in the market, if so, oh yeah, I sold it on Fat Cat Collections, let me check it out. This might be something I want to get. Price on it's great. It's $200 with an $80 off coupon, 120 bucks. I don't know what all the, you know, the prices are out there, but there's a lot of these things on Amazon, and they all are pretty similar. But you know, there's nothing really negative about this that I can say based on my initial test, other than the fact that with all these, that's a downside for me. If I ever wanted to, especially getting stuff for free, if I ever wanted to somehow set this up with maybe a pull-down screen that I can kind of just put a couple discrete hooks in the ceiling and use when I really want something really large. Downside for me personally is, you know, I want to be able to have it. The sound is just as important as the video for me. So I want to be able to have this go through my sound system. And frankly, I'm kind of a neatnik. I don't want wires all over the place. And after the fact, if you already constructed your home and you're trying to run cables, it can be a little bit challenging. I think that this device would be a much better product if they included some kind of Bluetooth connectivity where you can actually stream your, you know, not stream, but you can actually cast the music or the audio track or your sound. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen here. You know, from this device to your audio system. You know, if you had a sound bar set up running Bluetooth, that would be fantastic. Now, not everybody's as anal as myself. You may want to, you may not care if you have some wires tucked around the room or draped somehow. It's totally up to you. If you do want to ceiling mount this, you can. You can flip the picture upside down, of course, and have this sucker mounted to your ceiling. I think something like this is great. If I was constructing a home, you know, from the ground up, I would definitely consider having a pre-wired projector spot in my ceiling. This way, no matter what you hook up, you'll be good to go. You know, but after the fact, you know, I think that having features like you know, the ability to stream the audio Bluetooth are important. And you know, as far as the apps, I think that really some of these things could put an operating system in there. I mean, you can buy a Walmart on stream stick from, you know, Walmart for, you know, 15 bucks, 15, 20 bucks, and it's killer. So I don't know why companies like this just don't integrate that into the device, so you don't have to worry about, you know, streaming anything from your phone, plugging anything into it. You can just basically plug it in, sign into your accounts, and have it work. And there probably are companies that do that, but I think that would really make this a lot better. But overall, I mean, the projector works. It's a good value, and this is a lot of the people, some of the folks that use this stuff don't even use it for movies. They use it mainly for presentations, sharing pictures. You can do all that with this. So that's about it, really, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Drop me a comment. Drop me an email. I'm always here to help you guys out. Like I said, overall, nothing really to write home about as far as the size, the construction. It's pretty standard on what you're going to get with many brands. I hope that at some point, I can get a short throw projector, because they are really getting pretty amazing. And for people who, like myself, who want to be able to project something on a wall and get really close to the wall, you can get a short throw. But I don't know much about that other than me and my buddy talking about it. It is to be noted, it does say right here, don't worry about the stored images. You can fix the correct clear image by adjustment. And just so you guys know, this knob right here is your focus. This knob on the bottom is an elevational, kind of a little mini tripod on the front where you can prop this up a little bit. I like the fact they built that in. But it also says here, it can also adjust the image from 100 to 50% via the remote. So what's nice about that, from what I can tell, is that from the remote you can adjust the angle of that 4D Keystone. I don't know if you could adjust the focus. I don't think so, because this is actually when you turn this, it's not a digital focus. You're actually adjusting a lens in here, and I don't think you can do that via the remote. So that's why I recommend getting these things, try them out, make sure, and buy them through Amazon. So anyway, guys, if I can help you in any way, I'm always here. Let me know. If you do like the content, subscribe to the channel. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I want to thank YZQ for their generosity in sending this to me. And thanks again, guys. Have a good day.